لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما اللهم اجعل أعمالنا خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك آمين يا رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We started with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It all praise due to Him. We ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send abundant salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammad. So once again we thank Allah for the opportunity, allowing us to be in class, allowing us to have woken up this morning, and allowing us to be part of the ummah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Again, I remind myself and yourselves of the virtue of being in such a beautiful environment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَرْفَعُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ darajat. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will raise in rank those who have iman and those who have been given knowledge. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those, inshallah, through our efforts. We know the hadith, مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقًا يَلْتَمِسُ فِيهِ عِلْمًا سَهَّلَ اللَّهُ لَهُ بِهِ طَرِيقًا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. Whoever seeks knowledge for the sake of Allah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make his path to Jannah easy. So the verse connected to this particular hadith, when we're being raised in rank, that the rank is being raised in Jannah, that path is being opened for Jannah. May this class be that for us. May it be our means ultimately to Jannah, inshallah. May, like we're sitting here, may we meet in Jannah. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. So we started Surah Hajj, and I went into some introduction as to the seriousness as to how the surah starts. You know, Hajj is this beautiful journey of purification. Hajj is this journey where you... Okay, I'm just going to go directly from here, inshallah. Hajj is this beautiful journey where you draw closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But yet, the journey of Hajj has something bigger in store, and that is that preparation for the day of Qiyamah. And we started with the introduction like that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhan nas, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, O mankind, ittaqu rabbakum, be conscious of your Lord, inna zalzalata as-sa'ati shay'un 'azim. Indeed, the quake of the final hour is something that is great, something that is major. When I read these particular verses on the Hajj, I was struggling to make that connection, and eventually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens up, and thus we alhamdulillah get to share that particular knowledge. It's a hadith that I read, and I would like to share this particular hadith with you, as to when the Rasul was riding, and whilst riding the verses were revealed upon him. And a very serious incident with the Sahaba radiallahu anh that actually put them to fear. They were afraid for a little while, and Allah, Rasulullah then gave them a bit of ease. So Rasulullah asked them, do you know when the upheaval of the resurrection, when the difficulty of the resurrection is going to happen, and what is going to happen? And the humility of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they would always say, Allahu wa Rasuluhu a'lam, that Allah and His Messenger knows best. And they respond like this again. They say Allah and His Prophet knows best. The Holy Prophet said, it will be that day when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will command Adam alayhi salam to raise all those people who have been marked out for Jahannam. So firstly, all those that have been marked out for Jahannam will be resurrected, and they will be standing, and they will be taken into account first, and they will be flung into Jahannam. And then Nabi Muhammad says that Adam alayhi salam will ask, so who are those people, Ya Allah? And Allah will inform him that 999 out of every 1,000 will be flung into Jahannam. From the beginning of man till the end of time, out of every 1,000, 999 will go to Jahannam. So the Sahaba were broken. Like, imagine if we, how much? 100,000. Then out of the 100,000, out of every 1,000, only one of us are going to go to Jannah. So they were literally broken, and they expressed that to Rasul, oh no, what, how, we, all of us are going to Jahannam, what is going to happen? And Rasul gave them glad tidings, and he said, out of every 1,000, let me just read it, for every 1,000 of the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, there will be only one from amongst you. So the Ya'juj and Ma'juj that are to come, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about in the Holy Quran. The hadith, and another hadith also speaks about the followers of Satan. They will be gathered, and then out of the hundreds and thousands of them, For every 1,000, there will be 999 of them, of that group, and then one out of the rest of mankind that will be going in this particular route. And then Rasul continues and he says, as the verse is, it will be this day that children will go grey through the terror, and mothers that are currently pregnant will be aborted, and so on and so forth. So there's a certain amount of ease and contentment that Rasul placed on the Sahaba, but there's still that percentage, that 1%, that could be from the other side. And this is something that we need to work towards, that we are not of those 999, or sorry, not the one that is going to go out of every lot. We make dua inshallah that, again, through the classes, so some says that these classes are going to assist us into getting us away from that path and taking us to Jannah, and may it be that for us. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. So just the second verse I think we only did 2 verses last week. The second verse, a quick recap, and then we'll go on to the next verse. يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا, a day, تَرَوْنَهَا, you will see it, تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضِعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ, that every nursing mother, she will basically drop a load, she will forget a load, and she will leave a load. عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا, and a pregnant woman, she will abort her child. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى, you will see mankind in a state of drunkenness. وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى, but they are not drunk. وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيد, and the reality is that day is going to be very, very intense. The punishment of Allah is intense. And so these reminders are extremely important to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Rasulullah, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, we have not sent you except as a mercy to all of mankind. The fact that we're getting this reminder, the fact that we're getting this type of warnings, it's an opportunity that if there's anything I need to change, I can make that change. I always ask the question, imagine you woke up, you didn't live, but you woke up. When you woke up, you were told, go to Jahannam. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? You didn't live, you didn't have life, you just woke up, it's practically the Qiyamah, and you're told, go to Jahannam. What are you going to say? You're just going to say, okay, it's fine? Are you going to contest? What are you going to say? Sorry? Sorry? I didn't hear that? Oh, really? Really? What else? Sorry? Need more time? You'll ask why. So it's unfair, isn't it? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not do that to us. So He gives an opportunity. With the opportunity that we have, He gives us guidance. But the choice at the end of the day is ours. So Fir'aun was sign upon sign, guidance upon guidance was given to him. He chose contrary. Some of the uncles of the Prophet ﷺ, sign upon sign, they had the Prophet ﷺ, yet they chose contrary to the guidance that was sent to them. So likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us opportunity. He will not just place us there without having been given a chance and say, go to Jahannam. Rather, He gives you opportunity to life, and then the guidance comes, the ultimate guidance being the Holy Quran and our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's actually an exercise that I want us to do very quickly, and we might not be able to complete it, but I think this will really help us on this journey that we are on. Min Allah, we've come from Allah, ilallah, and we're going to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I want to do some grammar to jog the memory as well. So there's a hadith, a very important hadith, and after mentioning a hadith, I'm going to give you a short exercise, or maybe we can complete the exercise at home. We can do it for homework inshallah. So the hadith says, Rasulullah says that on the day of Qiyamah, لا تزال قدم عبد حتى يسأل, that the feet of the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not move on the day of Qiyamah. So on the day of Qiyamah, he will not move, his feet will not be able to move, حتى يسأل, until he is asked his question. So there's a few questions that's going to happen. Number one, عن عمره فيما أفناه, on his life, how did he spend his life? What did he do with his life, his time? وعن ماله, he's going to be asked about his wealth. أين اكتسبه, where did he earn it, how did he earn it, وفيما أنفقه, and how did he spend it. وعن علمه, he's going to be asked about his knowledge. فيما فعل, what did he do with the knowledge that he had. And the last one, and jismihi, and his body. فيما أفناه, and how did he, or فيما أبلاه, how did he tire his body out. These are 4 questions, and the one about the wealth is 2 combined into one. That Rasulullah says, it comes in Sahih Muslim, it's an authentic hadith, that the person will not move. He will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will not move until he's asked these 4 questions and he answers these 4 questions. So the exercise is that we're going to write a small summary on these questions. So my life, up until now, how have I spent it? What was the majority of my life spent on? My knowledge that I acquired, what did I do with the knowledge? Was it of benefit to me, or was it more of harm to me? Was it of benefit to others, or was it of harm to others? My wealth, am I earning it in a halal way or not? And how am I spending it? What do I spend it on? And my body, at the end of the day, I'm tired. But why is it tired? To what extent have I been using? So what will happen is, in a 24-hour day, this will be placed on basically on a graph, pie graph, a percentage. There will be a percentage for X, there will be a percentage for Y, there will be a percentage for everything. On a 24-hour day, you'll be able to see my life in my 24 hours, where is it spent most of the time? My money, how do I earn it, and where is it being spent? My knowledge that I've acquired, whatever, it will go into percentage. That one day will be multiplied by 7 days for 1 week. So in the 7 days, there will be, on a weekly basis, what my percentage looks like, and I will be able to see myself where my time, my effort, my wealth is going. That 7 days will be multiplied by 4. So that's a month. And we'll be able to see that pie graph. And that month will be multiplied by 12. And that's a year. And we'll be able to see for a year, what is my life like? And then the year will be multiplied by the age that I am. And then you basically have an overview of where you're spending your time, how you're earning your wealth, where you're spending your wealth, what you're doing with knowledge, how you earn your knowledge, what you're doing with the knowledge, and your body, or what you have tired your body out. Now, I know this is very difficult, but rather now, and be able to see where I need to make certain changes, then on that day, having to answer and not being able to make the necessary changes. Okay? So this is a task that I'm requesting of everyone to do, inshallah. It's going to be your homework. You have the whole week to write your life story out. There's going to be some things that you don't want to write, but you're going to write it. And once it's complete, once you've written an account of your life, you can ask yourself, if this is presented on the Qiyamah, where do I belong? Where am I supposed to go? And then, if changes need to be made, then we make the start. If changes need to be made, so long as we got breath, we can make a difference. Okay? So I see a lot of people smiling like, so this is like suicide. Suicide now.
I just wanted to say it's going to take a lifetime.
It's going to take a lifetime.
Yeah.
Inshallah, it doesn't have to be too detailed, but more or less you'll know where your time is spent. The earnings of your wealth. These are important things. It's very, very important. Because when we present it on the day of Qiyamah, the presentation is going to be the cause of our entry into one of 2 places. And if we look at it now, we can say that this is a bit problematic. The way I'm currently leading my life is actually leading me in the wrong direction, and I need to change that direction. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us to make the necessary changes if we need to. If I have an account of my life and I see, mashallah, it's on the level, it's good, everything needs to be where it needs to be, then where can I increase? What extra can I do? Okay? So this is an opportunity. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh, who was of the greatest of Sahaba, he says, Hasibu qabla an tuhasabu. Reckon yourself, check, look at yourself before you are reckoned. This is what he did daily, consistently, and he achieved greatness because if he was on a particular way and it would have ended up in a wrong place because of a slight change, 1-2 changes in his life, it ended up in the completely opposite direction. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to do this, because the surah that we're busy with connects us to that reality. And this is one of the things that's going to happen on that reality. And we can change the path if it needs to be changed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to make the necessary changes.
The reference to that hadith.
The reference to the hadith. This comes in Sahih Muslim. Comes Sahih Muslim. It's authentic hadith. So the 4 things on your life, how you spent it, on your knowledge, what you've done with it, on your wealth, and there's 2 in 1 over here, how you've earned it and how you spent it, and on your body, and what did you tire your body out on. Okay? So everyone's going to do it? Everyone's going to do it? Inshallah.
The standard, like the ideal,
Stand for ideal?
like the day or the time.
The ideal. So the sisters are asking, what's the standard for the ideal? You know, like, so one of the things, you know, that really assists us in this particular train of thought. You know, okay, what do I need to change? This is my life. I work, I do X, Y, and Z, and so on. And my time is like the surah, Allahakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabir. I'm amassing and I'm amassing and I'm amassing. And the next thing I know, I'm visiting the grave. I'm still busy with my last deal. Just no. So if we write out the thing, it might look like that. Like, oh, but my whole life was actually, I was sleeping, and then I was working, and then I was sleeping, and then I was working, and that was my life. But intention is so important. So this can really shift one trajectory to a completely different path. Just the intention. Rasulullah says a person who leaves his home with a pure intention of earning halal rizq to spend on his family, then he's in the path of Allah. So every day I might be going for no, I don't have an intention. So if I go into salah, I make salah, I have no intention, I just say Allahu Akbar. And I do the actions of salah, 2 rak'ats. There's absolutely no reward, because I could have been doing that salah for someone else, for an idol, whatever. I didn't make the niyyah, lillahi ta'ala. This is for you, Ya Allah. So the salah that I just performed had no intention, so it's worth nothing. You didn't do it for anybody. Likewise, our jobs, we can just be doing it because I must work, else I don't have money. But there's an intention behind it that changes the entire day. So sometimes it's not big changes, it's small changes. The niyyah in the morning, Ya Allah, I'm going out to earn halal rizq, and that's why the question about the rizq is asked. I'm going out to earn halal rizq and to spend on my family. Then your whatever amount of time that you're spending on work, alhamdulillah, becomes ibadah. The pie graph changes completely now. I'm in ibadah. Okay? So that will assist us on this path, inshallah. But please do it. It's only going to be a benefit for us, and we move forward from there, inshallah. Khair. I just want to look at some grammar, jog the memory, inshallah, and then we'll continue. So in the first verse, inna zalzalata, we find that the word inna, we know it has certain rules, and you're going to have an ism of inna, and you're going to have a khabar of inna. The ism of inna over here, the ism of inna, it has zalzalata, it is halatun nasb. Why? Why is the ism of inna over there halatun nasb? Because the rule of the ism of inna, it's always in halatun nasb. The khabar of inna will be in halat jar. Notice this word zalzala. Sorry, raf. The word zalzala, it's one of the ruba'i words. Okay, there's very few words that has four letters. A verb that has 4 letters. Zulzila. And then the ism zalzala. Zalzalati. So inna zalzalata, the word zalzala is in halatun nas because of inna. As-sa'ati is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? Because mudafun ilay. And in the word shay'un is halatul raf. Why? Because of the khabar of inna. Do you remember any of these things? Yes? Okay, mashallah. The kana is the opposite of that. So the ism of kana is in halatul raf, and the khabar of kana is halatul nasb. Okay, so we got that. Everyone with me? And then something very easy, azimun It's halatu raf why? Mawsoof sifa. Mawsoof sifa. Okay. Does everyone remember this stuff? Or is it foreign? Hey? So? No? Forgotten? Okay. So again, the objective of we're going to ask the question, I came to understand the words of Allah. I wanted to just hear, the translation and understanding and so on and so forth. The difference between this class, and I don't know if you got the poster of the Wednesday evening class that we're running, the Taranga. The difference between this class and that class is that on a Wednesday evening, the students come in, they sit, they relax, they enjoy, they listen to translation, and they go home. They didn't have to learn any Arabic, any Nahu, any Sarf, any Fa'ala, Fa'aluz. They don't have to go home and do any homework, nothing like that. They go home, inshallah, if they were inspired, they were inspired, but they will not be able to open the Quran and say Alhamdulillah means all praise. They will not be able to say Ar-Rahman means the most merciful. They will not be able to say Ar-Rahim is the especially merciful. They will not be able to do that. The objective of you learning the vocab and you learning the Nahw and the Sarf is that inshallah Allah will make that connection for you with His book. And I remember studying at Dawrah my first year, and the first Tarawih, I stood in Salah, and after Fatiha was read, they read Alif Lam Mim ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, and I understood the verse, and I sobbed in my Salah. Allah took me from a state of being in Salah mechanically, not understanding anything, to understanding some of His words. You're not always going to understand everything, but sometimes one or two words is going to affect you in your Salah. You're going to hear the word qalb in Salah, speaking about the heart. What's the state of my heart? You're going to hear certain snippets. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicating with you. The person who doesn't take this particular path will not be able to do that. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened up that for you. Appreciate it. Yes, it's sometimes difficult, but with that struggle comes the blessings, inshallah. Khair. So just two more and then we'll continue, inshallah. So the word yawma in the next verse. Yawma. Zarf, Zaman. So it's halatun nasb because it is zarf. I mentioned one of the beauties of this particular word, and I'll mention it again. So the word's supposed to be yawmun or yawman or yawmin. It doesn't have a al, so it's supposed to have tanween. We all agree on that? It doesn't have a al, so it's supposed to have a tanween, but it's not. It doesn't have an al, and it doesn't have a tanween. So there's something special here. So it has a fatha, it's halatul nasb, and alhamdulillah, majority of you, and I hope all of you recognize that it's zarf zaman. Everyone understand? Everyone knows that. Everyone remembers that. So what happens over here is, again, we get to ask now. So what? Why? What does this got to do with anything? The zarf zaman, when it is used, it puts you in a tense of time. It puts you in that particular frame over there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is communicating with you in such a way that this word must put you in that frame of mind. And what is it speaking about? يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا, a day you see it, it's in front of you, the reality. You fast forward it, the day of Qiyamah is there, you present in the day. This is what Dawrah Zaman does. And may it have that effect on us. That this journey is actually one that is not only academic, but we feel it. We're part of the process. We feel that we are there and we're able to see the reality. And after seeing the reality, you come back to this reality and you ask yourself what it is that you need to do to make the necessary changes, inshallah. So that is Dharf Zaman. Okay. Another word that we're going to look at. Okay, there's nothing extra special in any of the, I don't mean special, but like things that we haven't done before. Okay, as we move on through the verses, and then I'll look at some other examples, inshallah. Okay, let's go to the next verse. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن الناس, and from amongst mankind, from amongst man are those who yujadilu, they argue or they dispute fillah. They dispute, the word fi over here is not going to be translated in as in, but rather regarding Allah. They dispute about Allah. Yujadilu, jadala, yujadilu. Okay, so here's an example of something that we can look at. Jadala, yujadilu. What bab is this on? Jadala, yujadilu. Fourth bab. Oh, yati. Oh. Ya Rabb. I'm worried now, eh? Let's go down the babs quickly. Fa'ala, yufa'ilu. Fa'ala, yufa'ilu. Af'ala, yuf'ilu. So this is not close to, I didn't say ajdala, yujdilu, jadala, yujadilu. What bab? The third bab. Third bab, the speciality of the third bab is mutuality. Okay, so it's happening between two or more mutually. This is the discussion. Now we just arguing, we don't agree, whatever the case may be. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is amongst people, this is the arguments, they speak about Allah bighayri ilm, having no knowledge about who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. They come to certain conclusions without having taken the proper path, speaking to someone that knows, getting proper information. They come to their own conclusion and they follow that. بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, no knowledge. وَيَتَّبِعُ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something very important. Okay, let's look at this verb as well. اتَّبَعَ, يَتَّبِعُ. What bab? 8th bab, 11th bab. 8th bab, mashallah. Excellent. 8th bab. وَيَتَّبِعُ, and he follows, the doer is Damir Mustatir, huwa is inside, kulla, every, shaytanin maridin, a shaitan that is rebellious. So, look at the importance of this verse. A person or people have certain discussions, they don't have proper knowledge, they're not taking the proper sources, the conclusions they come out to is because of whose influence? Shaitan's influence. Sometimes we don't realize that. We have discussions, we have no knowledge on what we're speaking about. The people that we surrounded with is all on the same wrong track. And we come to certain conclusions thinking it's right, rather shaitan influenced that discussion. Okay? Shaitan influenced that particular discussion. Kutiba alayhi. Kutiba. It has been decreed, it has been prescribed alayhi, upon him. It has been decreed upon this particular individual, meaning shaitan, annahu, that indeed he. This word kutiba, what form is it in? It comes in the majhul form. The fa'il, what you call the fa'il over there? The na'ib, fa'il. When there's no fa'il that is present, it's known as na'ib fa'il. So kutiba alayhi, it has been decreed upon him, annahu, that indeed he, man, whoever tawallahu, follows him. So this is an important discussion. Allah saying discussions are happening here specifically about Allah without any knowledge, but many times discussions about other topics, maybe Islamic topics, happens. Facebook is one of them. I'm not on Facebook, but I get the screenshots and it's like, whoa, everyone has become muftis now, and everyone's giving their, their fatwa and so on and so forth. Allah says discussions like this happen without any knowledge, and the conclusions they come to is because shaitan has influenced the discussion, and know that they are following a shaitan that is rebellious. His purpose is there to do what he's doing. If whoever was following the whole saga now, the wedding and so on and so forth, you know what's happening. Shaitan is running wild and everyone jumps onto the bandwagon. Allah says, it has been decreed, whoever follows this type of notion, know that فَأَنَّهُ يُضِلُّهُ أَنَّهُ يُضِلُّهُ, he will mislead him. Sorry to Go on to this part now, man. But this hadith is very serious. Rasulullah says that a person will say a word and he doesn't understand the extent of the negativity of this word, such that that one word is the cause that is cast into Jahannam forever. Person will say a word. He doesn't understand the far-reaching extent of this word, and through that word he's cast into Jahannam for many, many years. How is it that it's free for all, that we just say what we want to, when we want to, about who we want to, and it's just normal? It's become like something that's normal. Something that we need to consider, we need to think about. Waylun likulli humazatil lumaza. You read the verses. Waylun, woe, a valley of Jahannam for those that are backbiting and carrying tails around. How can we be part of this? Inshallah, let's make the niyyah in 2019. If I'm part of this and I've been following Shaitan in Marid, then I'm going to stop. I have to stop. Because I did the verses, Waylun likulli humazatil lumaz. I don't want that to be my outcome. What am I tiring my body on? What am I tiring my fingers on? We ask the question, right? I've been tying my fingers on gossiping. May Allah protect us. So we need to take that stock to check, where are we? Are we moving towards? It has been decreed upon him that whoever follows him, yudilluhu, he will mislead him, wa yahdihi, and he will guide him. But to where? Ila adab as-sa'ir, to adab, the punishment of as-sa'ir. Sa'ir is one of the names of the fires of Jahannam. Sa'ir, the blazing fire. So he's going to guide you, but this is where he's guiding you to.
The tabi'at, it's like follow. Allah uses tabi'at, tawallahu.
Yes.
It's like wali, so to make that shaitan like a close companion or friend.
Good. So the word tawalla, from the word wali. Wali is your close friend, your guardian. And whoever tawallahu, he becomes intimate with shaitan. Every time shaitan whispers, he just goes, now go now, do it now, write this now, say that now. And he just goes ahead with it. So he becomes his close bosom advisor. Subhanallah. And thus the tools, we use the tools, a'udhu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim. Yes. So whoever befriends him, shaitan. Whoever befriends or follows him, shaitan. فَأَنَّهُ, so indeed he, يُضِلُّهُ, will mislead him, وَيَهْدِيهِ, and guide him, إِلَىٰ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ, to the punishment of the blazing fire. Okay, so this is a lengthy verse and we'll probably have to end on this verse. Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, O people, in kuntum, if kuntum, you were or you are, you were, fi in raybin, in any form of doubt, min al-ba'th, regarding, in relation to the resurrection. Now look at the sequence. Allah starts, there is going to be that reality. Inna zalzalata sa'ati shay'un azim. And then because there's still no conviction, when this was said to the Quraysh and so on and so forth, Allah takes it a step further. Notice again, there's a consistent pattern of guidance being shown to mankind all the time. If you look at the story of Nabi Musa, he came to Fir'aun and he showed him certain signs. And Fir'aun said, no, this is magic, I'm going to call my magicians. Called him magicians, the magicians accepted. Then there's approximately, I think it's 9 signs that came consistently after each other. The river Nile became blood. They said, oh Musa, make dua to your Lord and then we'll answer whatever it is that you want. We'll set the Bani Israel free and we'll do that. Then Nabi Musa makes dua and then the river now changes. Then they don't listen again. Then the locusts come and the locusts eat everything and they say, oh make dua, then we'll believe and we'll accept and we'll do. And the locusts are taken away and they don't accept. Then the lice comes. Then the frogs comes. Then and every time they say the same thing. We will, and then when it's taken away, then they reject. Allah subhanahu will continuously send us guidance until inshallah we either accept and we follow the guidance or we pass on without having followed the guidance. May Allah protect us from that. That guidance stares us in the face and we're still not able to accept and follow the guidance. Okay? So here another step is taken after Allah really commits to that the final hour is coming. Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, O people, in kuntum, if you are in doubt, fi raybin, fi raybin, if you are in doubt, min al-ba'th, regarding the resurrection. Now Allah gives some reason as to why you need to believe it. فَإِنَّا, so indeed we, خَلَقَنَاكُمْ, we have created you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, number one, we have created you. And Allah is going to show us the steps as to how He has created us. This verse, in the time of Rasulullah, they didn't know the extent of the reality of this verse. Keith Moore was he was a professor in I think embryology. He read these verses as to how Allah describes how a person is created in the womb of the mother. And he says, in the time of the Arabs, when these verses were sent, they didn't have the technology to understand the reality of this. And as a result, he embraced Islam. One of the professors of embryology, he embraces Islam because he says, this can only be the truth. Subhanallah. This is, Inna khalaqanakum, we have created you. Min turabin, we have created you from dust. Number one, Nabi Adam, as we know, was created from dust. Thereafter, there's a process of creation. What's the next process? Thumma, then, thereafter, min nutafa, from a drop of sperm, from a drop of semen. Thumma, then, min alaqatin. Alaqa is something that is hanging, a clot of blood. So that clot is attached to the womb and it gets its nutrients from. Thumma, then, min mudgha, from a lump of flesh, mukhallaqatin, that is shaped, wa ghayri, and not mukhallaqatin, properly shaped. So this clot of blood turns into a piece of flesh that's either shaped, starting to form its shape, or is not yet shaped, but eventually it's going to turn into something greater. Liyubayyina, in order, linubayyina, in order that we clarify, that we make clear, lakum, for you. So Allah is clarifying for us the process of our development. The page still okay? Yes, everyone with us? Okay. وَنُقِرُّ, and we settle, fil arham, in the wombs, from rahim, arham, fil arham, in the wombs, ma nasha, whatsoever or whomsoever, nasha, we will. Ila, to ajalin, a time, musamma, appointed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places in the wombs whomsoever He wills, whatsoever He wills, for a time that is appointed. Either the child will remain there for a little while and he will not make it to see the day of light. 3 months, there's a miscarriage. 4 months, there's a miscarriage. If he makes it to 6 months, he's able to see the light. He makes it to the full term of 9 months, he's able to see it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides how long the child will remain in the womb. Thumma, then, nukhrijukum, we take you out, tiflan, as a child. So the entire process of development is mentioned over here. Thumma, then, litabaluhu, that you reach ashuddakum, your strength. So Allah takes you now from being a child and you grow older, you're a child, you're an infant, you have absolutely you can't do anything for yourself. A child lays there and the child can't do anything. But the support that Allah has placed there, a mother, a father, or some guardian to raise that child, subhanallah. لِتَبْلُغُوا أَشُدَّكُمْ, in order that you reach your strength. وَمِنْكُمْ, but then, as you reach your strength, your life then takes a turn. وَمِنْكُمْ, from amongst you, مَن يَتَوَفَّى, either leaves this world. So you go through a process and you come to the end of your life. يَتَوَفَّى. وَمِنْكُمْ, and from amongst you, may, whoever, yuraddu, whomsoever yuraddu, they return, ila, to ardal. This word is a sighatu tafdeel. It is trappe van vergelijken. I always forget the English, degrees of comparison. So degrees of comparison is like the furthest degree of it. The furthest degree of it. So some of you are going to return to a very weak age. So you go from small to big, you're strong, and then the process is reversed. And at this age where you're weak and feeble, likayla, to the extent that you do not ya'lam, such that la ya'lam, you do not know, or you do not remember, min ba'di, after ilmin, having knowledge, shay'a, you don't remember. So you go through the entire process, from the womb to out of the womb, to become someone strong, and then you just go back. The cycle returns. You get to a point where you are able to do nothing. Watara, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes an example of the earth. Watara, and you see al-arda, you see the earth hamidatan, you see the earth is barren, it's dry, desert. Fa'idha, so behold. Okay, we'll finish off with this verse and then we'll conclude inshallah. Fa'idha, so behold, anzalna, we send down alayha, upon it, upon this barren land, alma, water. When this water descends onto the land, ihtazzat, it causes the land to stir. So there's stuff happening under the land that we do not see. It's stirring, it's creating some function at the bottom. Warabat, and it raises or it swells, and via this, وَأَنْبَتَتْ, we then bring forth, min kulli, every, zawjin, type, bahijin, beautiful type or kind. So it's two separate examples that's being made. Look at how we were created, from nothing into something. Now there's a process and it goes that you become something, and then your life comes to end. Likewise, if you think that after your death you cannot be resurrected, then look at the dead land. Look at the barren land. It's dead. But Allah just sends down water, and through the water there's life. Different kinds, every different kind. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and this is the connection to the beginning of the verse, O man, O people, if you're still in doubt about resurrection, then yeah, I'm giving you examples. I've created you from nothing to something. Then, like the earth was dead, I brought life to it. Likewise, in the year after, even though you're dead and your bones are brittle and there's nothing left, you will be resurrected again. And this is placing that conviction in us regarding this reality. What is important is, I believe that everyone, all of us here, believes in the year after. There's no one that will not believe in the year after amongst the believers. That's part of their faith. It's part of the tenets of Iman. But the realities of what's happening on that day is sometimes something we're oblivious to, because life is busy. But these reminders, like the hadith we started out with, it gives you a reality. We all know about Qiyamah, but did we know that this is going to happen? Okay, if this is going to happen, am I prepared for that particular happening? Okay, and this is the verses of Surah Al-Hajj, bringing you back there, making that connection. So, inshallah, you got homework. Please, to the best of your ability, try, start, even if you write a little bit today, but may it assist us, inshallah. If you are able to finish it, and you're able to start the next task, then do that, and the next task will, what changes do I then need to make? So the one is just writing out a complete account, and then looking at the account, and the next step is then setting out certain goals that needs to change in regarding the path that we're taking. Okay, we end on that note. Jazakallah khair wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.